Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakapadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS who rules well. Peace and salutation to the elect. My name is Aina. The title of this video is Neuralink Full Steam Ahead M.O.T.B, right, which is the mark of the beast. Revelations 13, chapter 16, verse. All right, and we got some new news over here with a video I'm going to play for you. Are we ready for Human 2.0? All right, and I got some basically timestamps. Just this will be a short video, just get some information on it. So I typed in here Neuralink full steam ahead. It says Neuralink is indeed moving full steam ahead with its brain-computer interface (BCI) technology, transitioning from early human trials toward, as Elon Musk announced, high volume production in automated surgical procedures in 2026. The company is actively expanding its clinical trials with multiple patients implanted and a focus on expanding its telepathy product to restore autonomy to individuals with paralysis, people's paralyzed. It says high volume production 2026. Musk confirmed plans to begin high volume manufacturing of the N1 implant and shift to a streamlined, almost entirely automated surgical procedure. Automated surgery with a robot Rev 10. Rev 10 robot, a new surgical robot Rev 10 is being introduced to reduce surgery time to about an hour. It says aiming for greater precision and reduce infection risk. Clinical trial expansion following initial implants. The company has reported successful use by patients, including the first recipient in the UK, with plans to expand to more participants. Addressing technical issues following the detachment of threads in the first patient, Neuralink modified its surgical technique to reduce brain motion and improve implant stability, according to reports of 2024. Upcoming product, buying site, beyond telepathy, digital control. Neuralink is developing a buying site to restore vision to those with total blindness. All right, so look, it don't matter, what they're talking about. We understand and know that if you take this thing, no matter how safe they might say it might be, you will get that grievous sore. Right? This is Revelation 16:1, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the seven angels, go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of Yahweh Bashem Shah upon the earth. And the first went out, and the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and therefore a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them that worship his image. That grievous sore is going into like cancer, some type of bodily, harm, ailment, right? Sore, cancer sore, so you don't want this thing, right? You're gonna get that. Ultimately, you're gonna be marked, and ultimately, you're gonna die, right? A noisome and grievous sore, all right? Itch all over your body. You gotta, you get on fire. You gotta roll left and right. It's just gonna be you when you take that mark. All right. So you don't want to take it, but anyway. So let's jump into this.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Nolan, really appreciate you coming all the way to Dubai to share your story. I'll summarize your story, and then you can kick things off. 10 years ago, you had a freak accident. It left you without the ability to move or feel beneath the shoulders. You heard about Neuralink, Elon Musk's famous project. You didn't think you'd ever be
and what I'll say is that you see he seems fine now, but that's because the Most High Yahweh Bashem Shah pulled him back. He gonna try to roll when he get that grievous sore. All right, when the time is the appointed time, he's gonna get a grievous sore.
Considered. It sounds like you kind of joked in your introductory notes to him. It turns out they were looking for a needle in the haystack, somebody who was healthy, somebody who was sharp of mind, and somebody who was willing to be the first patient. You're the needle. Tell us what a difference it's made, and tell us exactly what happened, how it worked. You have a chip with little threads planted in your frontal cortex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like you said, I never thought I would be selected ever. I had applied for quite a few studies, spinal cord injury studies, things of that nature, a big database, and I never heard back. So something with Elon Musk's name attached to it, it just seemed like a different world. I never thought I would be in this position, but I guess they were looking for someone like me. I don't know why. I don't know what that means exactly. But yeah, so how it works, like you said, I have a chip that was implanted onto my skull, and there are 64 threads with 16 electrodes on each thread. I think that's about right. Implanted in my motor cortex on my left side of my brain, specifically correlating to my right hand movement. Obviously, I can't really move, but all the signals are still there. When we did an fMRI, it's just what lit up most on the scans. And so now I can control the computer with my thoughts. That's kind of the very basic level of it all. Yeah,
And as you control the computer with your mind, what types of things you're doing? You're obviously proficient at video games. What other things are you doing with your mind?
Yeah, so video games came first. It was something that I had a passion for before my accident. I had a lot of fun playing games. It's one of the first things that I did after I got full control of the Neuralink. I just played video games for hours, and it was great. But over the years, not having spent a lot of time playing video games for 8 years, I quickly moved on to other things, how I could improve my life, what I could do now that I couldn't before. Controlling a computer, I think a lot of people take for granted what they're able to do, what they can do with just a computer. For me, it became reconnecting with the world in some way, whether that's through social media or texting or emailing. I just was reconnecting with my friends and family and people who I had never met, doing interviews and all sorts of things, and I was scheduling everything. And then moving on to starting a business, what that looks like. Am I capable of it? And turns out I can do a lot more than I thought I could. And then going back to school, I had my injury a couple months after my senior year of college, and I was a terrible student then, so I didn't finish my degree, but I decided to go back to school. So last semester was my first time back. I took 22 credit hours. I got a 4.0, so I was much more capable than, like I said, I thought I was. Went back for neuroscience because it's something that I am very interested in now, and maybe someday I'll continue that and get some sort of a master's and PhD and be able to affect the field a bit more than I am now.
Thank you so much for sharing. It's amazing.
Right. This guy has some shoes on, that's it has technology in the shoes. This guy has a monitor ring that can monitor, like, you might have a stroke, different things. So you can check the video out. I'm gonna jump up to Neuralink.
That my physiology is not the same as yours or as yours for obvious reasons, but
Oh, okay. Well, Slocky, he's gonna talk about the web, basically how eventually all of this stuff will be connected. You have smart glasses, you got your smartwatch, you got your smart shoes, you got your brain implant, all of that.
and in the specific case, meaning that my physiology is not the same as yours or as yours for obvious reasons, but what's the machine learning model that knows me best? And what sort of the predictions can the system make about me that are germane to me? What are the potential illnesses I might have? What's the trajectory of my health? How can I change that trajectory for the better? I think that power will come through a density of data across multiple sensors. And as I said, everyone's already got a supercomputer, and this device can make predictions that are, mind-boggling in terms of their ability to understand the future of someone's health or physiology. And I think we're going to be in a world where you're going to be the CEO of your own health journey. Your doctor, who today has 100 patients, he'll have 100,000 patients because he'll be doing this through remote sensing, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and really a new structure for healthcare.
Is the biggest obstacle to getting to that, is it the technology or is it the regulatory environment?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, obviously, you want a wearable that fits into your life, right? You want something that doesn't nag you, or we don't want another digital mouth to feed. And I think that's where the Ring really excels. It kind of fits into your life very well. And I think that's about the sort of, how do you change someone's behavior? Well, it's compounded over lots of small changes over time. That's the power of the Oura Ring. The flip side of it is that I think the world has been, for medicine in particular, in a world of scarcity. There's not enough doctors. There's not enough knowledge. There's not enough technology being made available because the companies that produce it have economic incentives.
Yeah, I think the human aspect is the most important.
Pride about the pros and cons. As you think about Neuralink, you think about people who are optimistic.
Medicine. And I think the regulatory waters are seeing the changes of AI, seeing the changes of wearables, seeing changes like Neuralink, and realizing that we're on the brink of something that's really transformational. And that I think really the regulatory winds are going to shift to support this new model.
Rooms full of people who are optimistic about technology, or at least realistic about technology. As we wrap, a lot of policymakers in the room, a lot of people building products, funding products. So we should be clear-eyed about the pros and cons. As you think about Neuralink, you think about your own journey, what should we watch for? What should we be careful of? You're literally on the cutting edge.
Yeah, I think the human aspect is the most important here. We want to preserve the integrity of the technology and the product itself. We need to make sure that what we're doing is improving people with, say, disabilities first. We're helping them first, and then can come enhancement. I think that is a huge first step. We need to make sure that humans retain not just control, but their consent, and be able to give the right, be given the right opportunity to retain as much autonomy as possible through this process. I think that in a lot of ways, it can get out of hand with what governments and companies and different organizations want from the product. And what I always say, and what I think is nearest and dearest to my heart, is the people come first. And we need to make sure that we're helping them, and then we can talk about all of the things to come after that. So it's just a ethical dilemma that I think we'll have many, many more conversations about. I am more than happy to have these conversations with people because I am so close to the technology. I've seen it firsthand. I know that there are privacy concerns, and there are all sorts of different conversations about data, who it belongs to, and where we go from here. And I think that it really is just about making sure that we are serving people first, and not getting caught up in how much the technology can do so many different things, whether that's for the military or I guess just economic incentives. It's about helping people first. And I think that's where government should start.
As we quickly wrap, what do you worry?
All right, Revelations 13:16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the name of his name. And ultimately, this is where the world is headed. This is where the world is going. A digital world is clear as day. They have the chips, the C-hips already. They're putting it in people already, and they're going to continue to do that, right? And they're going to shut this place down, and they're gonna make it so the money is on that chip, and that you need that device to operate in life, right? Moving forward, right? And then that's the end, right? That's the testing, right? Let me see. What is it? Revelations 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which is the testing period, right? Which will come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this sea hit will be that testing period, and the Lord's elect will be, covered in that time. And you want to, pray, fast. You want to seek Yahweh Bashman Shai while he may be found, to escape this judgment right here. All right, so there's blowing the horn on that. Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. Shalom. To the whole elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.